Hey, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts and you're catching me on my channel True Divine 44. I appreciate you all being here, listening and taking in what I say. This is the daily energy reading. I'm trying to get a few done ahead. I'll see ahead of time. I'll see how I go because I haven't got a little theatre this afternoon and this evening. So this is for the 10th, of May 2021, and it's where I put the tarot and the energies of the day together to give you a narrative to help you look into your day with foresight, react to the energies within you, around you, and within others. Take what resonates as it is general and leave what does not. This is only for your benefit and does not seek to take anything away from you. Please leave a comment because I love the comments and appreciate getting the insights of all of you wise people who I have gotten to know and love very, very much. So we have on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Cups. Now, doesn't this keep coming up? This is so important right now. This Ace of Cups, really feeling and not just saying the words, I love myself, but really get into grips with how that feels. To be in awe, like a baby is in awe of its hand. To be in, you see them just thinking about this magical thing that they can move around, and as the synapses start firing and creating those pathways of knowing how to control their body, you can see this magical moment where they're just staring at their feet or their hands and controlling the movements. So to be as pure like a baby, in awe of yourself, and this is not about ego, this is about appreciation of the being that is you, the enormous beauty that you hold, the enormous greatness that you hold, the potentials, the endless potentials that you hold, all of the things that make up you as an individual. To really learn how to connect with that and love that and appreciate that is hard. We have been so indoctrinated to not do that, to only love ourselves once we've done certain alterations, to only appreciate ourselves on certain days when we look a certain way, to only appreciate ourselves when we have done great things, but to not appreciate ourselves in a continuous way. It's been fed to us that is of the ego, that is of pride, and through religion, that is wrong. It's so wrong not to have this awe and reverence for you, because when you deeply connect with this beauty that you are, each and every one of you, when you deeply connect to the endless dark woman manifest of potentials that you can create and bring to this experience, not just for yourself, but for you, and everybody around you. This is where you have more of an impact, when you can be in loving connection with yourself, in honest loving connection with yourself. When you do this, you find that things start to really change around you. The reality, the people that you attract in, all of it starts to change. We need to really pummel ourselves with this self-appreciation and love for even the times that we fall down. Appreciate how we get back up, appreciate how we learn from the experience. All of these things are so important, and we've been stripped bare. And to even say love thyself now or love yourself is so diluted. We don't understand the depths of how it feels to really look in the mirror and look beyond the eyes, fall into the abyss of your own eye, dive into that dark pupil, where you can enter into any realm, any dimension that you are capable of doing so, as far as how adept you are. But the first thing is, there are levels and dimensions and realms within you. You dive into that black pupil, you dive into that black sea, and you explore, all while looking in the mirror. You'll find that your face disappears. You'll find that you see nothing else. You may find that your face morphs and changes as you look into the depths of you. You might find that you start to cry because you realize that there is so much that you need to appreciate here. There's so much that you'd lost connection with here. There's this rush where your hands stand on end at this point. There's this tingle in your fingertips, and at first you can't do it for a very long time, because it's overwhelming to realize that this is what connectedness with self feels like. This is what love for self feels like. It isn't just what we can adorn ourselves with. It isn't just what we can feel like when we do something great and good. But this everlasting love for self, and what that actually means and how that actually feels, that's something that in the spiritual community especially, we need to be drawing in, so that we can push it out, so that we can breathe it out over others, so that they can see that it's okay for them to appreciate themselves. Children who have parents that do this, children who have parents that still lock eyes with the child. I love doing that with my children. I see things in their eyes that blow me away. But to lock eyes with them, it is so important. The example of self-love is so very important, and it is a greatly lost art. You know, the school that the boys were at, they were putting posters up saying, don't use your phones when you're picking up your children and walking home. Ask them about their day. And I remember saying to Abby, which parent needs to be told that? Which parent, you first thing you want to know about your day, they get to pre-teen and it drives you crazy when they're like, oh, nothing. What have you done today, son? Oh, nothing. What did you learn today? Well, some stuff. And you want to know about the day, because they're never away from you other than when they're at school, and you want to know what's being said, what's being done, what have you been up to? You want to discuss it. Of course, Theodore's, we did this and this and this, and it's lovely. And I looked around at that time, and this is a while back now, and I looked around and I realized that, damn, there's parents nearly walking into lampposts because they're like this, and the child's sort of trying to talk, and it's like, shh, shh. Or they're talking to other parents as they walk home, which is, yeah, normal, but not when your kid needs to tell you about their day, whether it's been good or bad. More so if it's been bad, they need to debrief, they need to get it off their chest, transmute that energy. So this is the kind of connectivity that self-love and the ability to go into the abyss of your own eyes creates. And that's just one of the great superpowers that it creates, that you are able to lock eyes with another and say, I love you. I appreciate you. You are so beautiful. That was so clever. We need to be flooding our children with this. My kids, get love sick. It'll be like, yeah, mom, but seriously, enough. No, never enough, son. Never enough, daughter. Never enough. You are gifts, and you need to know it every day. And so there are a lot of children that and this plays on my heart so very deeply and gets me every time. There are a lot of children, and please don't take it as a judgment if you realize you've fallen into this trap. It is an easy trap to fall into, in particular now. We're pushed to do so, to be distracted, to be superficial. But if this has gotten you, if this is your emotion that I'm feeling right now, that you don't remember the last time that you did this, or it was a while back that you did this with your child, practice on yourself first, because it might be a bit overwhelming the first time you reconnect and make that eye-to-eye connection. But then, do it, and don't feel any judgment from it. It is so easy to do and so easy to slip into. But you'll be renewed with this. This is the Holy Grail. You are the Holy Grail. Your DNA, your waters with all of the memory held in it, everything within this vessel is the Holy Grail. You are the entry point into other realms just by diving into the darkness of your eyes. So I connected with somebody there who needed to hear that, but I want to try and convey what this card represents. It's more than just love thyself or know thyself. It's more than that, and it's hard to describe unless you're going through a session with somebody and I can physically help guide them to feel this way, to feel that rush. So I hope I'm conveying it properly, but I want to emphasize how much this impacts on you and those around you, and the actual frequencies that we are living under right now. The power in love. But the power in love is, yes, it's powerful when you're giving it out, but when you're giving it out from a place of real, true self-appreciation, adoration, and love, the power of love that you then give out is enormous. It is, frequency changing, therefore time direction changing, future direction changing. It is everything and more, which is why it's been so diluted and so attacked. So it is for us to covet this and start with yourself first, to be able to blow this out over the people that you are around. So we have got the Star card as the next card. And so this speaks of, it keeps coming up again, like the Ace of Cups. It's a major arcana, and it speaks of being able to look at yourself truly, very much so, everything and more that I've just said about the Ace of Cups, being able to let go of old wounds, and not in a way to degrade them, but to honor them. You can see this guy's honoring the healing that he's creating. He's giving it to the waters. He's distributing it. He's cleansing himself of it, but not in a way that is degrading or self-degrading. It's to honor the scars that are caused by those wounds, the lessons that are learned, the appreciation of your true self, really resonating with who you really are, creating that hope. Take note of your dreams for sure, in particular if they involve the night sky, the stars, because there is deep, deep meaning in this for you. Deborah, sister, you are still on this trip that is the Star card for sure, in that your dreams are deeply, deeply speaking to the cells of your body. And that is happening for many. And so take note of it, write down your dreams. Even that is a practice of transmuting. I prefer, one, because I'm not a fast typer, but two, I do write in scroll. I do write in a way that not many can understand, I suppose, but it's pretty writing, and I like the practice of it. I prefer to write than type because it transmutes for me. It helps me transmute the thought and even if it's as it's traveling down the arm, through the nervous system, to the pen, to the paper, that is physical transmutation of energy, of thought into matter. So whether it's good things that I'm writing about, or slightly uncomfortable things that I'm writing about, or real bad negative vibes that I'm getting, or visions that I'm getting about something, it helps me, that practice helps me transmute from thought, from consciousness, from subconsciousness, to down the arm, down the physical vessel, to create something that is physical that I can then dissect more easily. And so there's lots of different ways that you can do this with this energy, but it is truly connected to acceptance of self, self-love and appreciation, and seeking your greatness, and not being shy to do so because of the indoctrination that you've had along the way, that it's, you know, not good to have pride. It's not good to be in love with self. It is the absolute opposite. It is everything and more to be in love with self first. Everything else works better around you, within you, and for the people that are around you, everything. And so with that being said, we have the Six of Cups again. So it's a lot of water just in those first few cards. So this is speaking to memories of the past, memories of childhood for sure. A lot of people contemplating how much has changed, being nostalgic about some of it, being a bit nervous about how much has changed in a lot of different ways, where we've gotten to as a collective, and in individual lives, how much your life has changed. A lot of this with the Star card and the Ace of Cups is learning to see your experiences that you've maybe in the past felt were your greatest mistakes, your greatest downfalls, in a different way, from a different lens, from this lens of self-love, and being able to see how you grew from it and how you got past it, when at the time you never thought you'd ever live it down or get past it. You did. Now, the Two of Cups again, this is another one that keeps coming up and is actually underneath this one on the bottom of the deck. So we've got the Ace of Cups, Two of Cups here, clarifying the Six of Cups. This speaks to being able to draw in partners that are of like mind. When you're getting into the practice of self-love, you're going to find that you draw in friends, partners that are of a much higher caliber than maybe your past experiences of such relationships. In that, because you are creating this wholeness and this love for self, you are magnetizing that in, you're drawing that in. And so a lot of you are finding real solid and beautiful friendships. A lot of you are contemplating being brave enough to take the step with somebody even that was in your past, that seems to be coming back up again, either physically or in your consciousness, that at the time maybe there wasn't enough self-love, there wasn't enough bravery, the timing wasn't right, and there's this re-entry of it, and both of you being on a very similar journey. So there's a great understanding, innerstanding of each other, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing, and needs to be coveted, very much so. There's been such an attack, and I feel we're going to see more of it with the jabbers, but you know, of empathy, of the ability for empathy and compassion for self and for others. So these kinds of things, just like babies being born into the world, need to be given the reverence they deserve. This is something that has been lacking. So I congratulate anybody within these energies that is creating these loving auras between people, friendships, within businesses, within lovers, relationships. This is a beautiful thing and should be given the due reverence it deserves, because it is something that we can grow from. It is something that children watch and grow and learn that is the way to be, just as they can learn the bad traits of us, and we've been doing that for too long as adults. So to show this kind of affection, compassion, self-love, and therefore the ability to draw in somebody else who is of the same caliber, is a beautiful and powerful thing. A lot of you thinking about relationships that grandparents had, which before such drastic change that we've seen recently in the collective and the direction that we're going in, were able to do this and be completely respectful of one another till the dying day. I had the privilege where my parents were very young, and there were major problems there, they were very, beautiful people. And I had a fantastic mother. The relationship side of it, I did have the chance to see that in my grandparents, my granny being very much able to love herself, which is a beautiful thing, and my granddad in absolute adoration of my granny, and vice versa. And that didn't end, that didn't stop, until it hasn't stopped, it lives on. And so that's a beautiful thing, and it is a powerful thing to be able to witness and see. So it is good on all counts. Now we have got the 10 of coins. So this speaks of abundance. This speaks of alignment in the physical reality. This speaks of the opportunity of abundance. Now, for a lot of people, you're thinking money straight away. It's more about today, the people, the caliber of the people around you, the physical people, the home, the way that you can grow your own food. A lot of you are starting to see the results of being proactive with foresight, of practicing with growing your own food, or maintaining that, or upping that if you've already been seasoned gardeners. So this is where you're seeing the sprouts of it, you're seeing the growth of it, and this is so important. Now, one thing I want to say is we have got the, how do you pronounce, Knave of Swords on this deck, which is a younger energy, and it is something to be careful of, because this would speak to energies being jealous, being gossipy, energies actually being like spy type energies, passing messages back, and distorting messages. So be careful. This is a time where we do have to, unfortunately, keep our cards close to our chest, so to speak, because we have, there's going to be great need, I feel, for a little while. And for the people that are building with foresight, it's important that you do have discernment and protect that. As far as the collective stage and gates goes, it feels like there is going to be some more information regarding the real reasons. Obviously, most of us know the real reasons that he's buying up all of this land, but some kind of more solid information leaking out, that others that are more asleep can even see or hear, which is a good thing. So there's good and bad in it. Be careful of telling people what you've got and how much you've got, though. Be careful of doing that. Regarding your relationships, you can appreciate them, without telling everybody what you've got going on right now, because there are people who want to break things like that up because they're frightened of doing their own inner work, or indeed they are deliberately sent, paid to spy, or, given an ego trip boost if they go and do the work of others. So be aware of that. Be careful of that. We have got the Temperance card, another major arcana. This is speaking about being able to transmute and balance out the energies around you, not meaning that you expect that the energies around you will always be easy, will always be for your benefit. So yes, we've got beautiful, loving energies here and here, but at the same time, and with the 10 of Pentacles, that's a beautiful thing, there are energies that aren't so easy to deal with or aren't so nice. And this is where the Temperance card comes in, giving you the knowledge and the ability to know that you have all of the abilities and more to transmute the energies around you, even in the most negative situations. People can be throwing daggers at you. You can turn them into swords, words of strength. You can transmute them mid-air even. And this is where you are being invited to do this, where people may be trying to infiltrate, trigger, and dissect and split up. You are to be able to transmute, stay calm, and give a tempered reaction to the energies around you. Temperance, tempered, tepid, a balanced reaction. Don't be pulled into the reactionary state. And this is a superpower that we all have the ability to hold, to be able to not be pulled by outside forces, to react in a way that would be detrimental to us. And the major arcana, Empress, comes up after this. Now, this is beautiful because this reminds us always that our thoughts, our words, and our deeds create our reality. And this is where it shows us the power that we have through what would be seen as the unseen. A lot of push has been put on what you can achieve in the physical, what you can make, how many products you can make on a line in a minute or a second, how many diamonds you can have on your hands. And yes, it's great to have the physical result of the manifestation, but to know that actually it's not all about pushing the machine, pushing the body to do the physical manifestation of things, the physical result of things. It starts from within, from your thoughts. And this is where the Temperance card, being able to stay balanced and poised and with grace, but transmuting energies all of the time, create more balanced thoughts. Through those more balanced thoughts, you are birthing through your mouth, through the womb that is your mouth, the portal, things that you are speaking out over yourself, over others. So be super focused on your intent and your wording, be precise on that. The manifestation ability today, for some reason, is huge. There's energies support in this, so be careful what you say, be careful what you think, be measured in your thoughts and your words, and then therefore your deeds. And this is where there will be great results for some, and some that aren't practicing the Temperance card quite so much, or the wisdom of the Empress card to speak with clear and precise intent, and for the goodness, the greatness of yourself and the greatness of others. Then you're going to manifest that too in the more negative aspects. And so be super precise and intentful regarding this. It speaks of fertility, abundance. So with that 10 of Pentacles, we do need to be aware of the attack on fertility itself, the attack on the ability to procreate. I've kept saying this. I warned way back when this was, before this was all just starting and brewing, that they would be bringing out things to create, in particular the things that they brought out to create a sterility, to create a problem with procreation. I want to say to you that is happening right now, and I'm going to try and do a video just figuring out how to word it on that. And so this is something that we do need to go back to, this love, to this appreciation for what is really important, what a lot of people have forgotten, that it is about bringing procreation forward with beautiful intent in the right balanced way. We have gotten out of balance with that. There's truth in the lie, even in the evil of this world, even in the gates of this world, in that we have just been encouraged in some aspects to use abortion as a contraceptive, whereas the ancient wisdom, the ancient knowledge is that we would use sex magic to create beautiful things in our life, make plans, have a greater energy behind them, and we would also procreate with great guidance and care regarding alignments, regarding the balance of the two within the procreation ritual, and making sure that, you know, children were born from strength, from a place of strength rather in a place of detriment. So there is truth in the lie and everything, but it is for us to take that power back and really covet that knowledge and start practicing that knowledge, whether it is that we're birthing into the reality a plan, an idea, a product, or whether it is, more importantly, we're planning to birth into the reality a child, a baby, a beautiful being in itself. And so this is where the Temperance card comes in also, and the Star card. For those of you who have been led to do womb healing, wand healing, where you have been hurt sexually in the past, or you've maybe hurt yourself by putting yourself in situations that you're now looking back on with regret. This Temperance card energy is here to tell you that you can transmute that. You can use this time to create deep and meaningful healing in those organs of procreation, and to be able to cleanse that space and use this time to prepare that space for you ultimately bringing in what you wish for most. So that's the reading for today. I hope it helps you reach your greatness. That is my intent. Much love, balance, and wholeness. Mwah.